Welcome back. Well, today we have a really strange book. I can't quite figure it out. It's like a mix of science fiction, fantasy, and it's just plain strange. Let's read. Sam and Dave Dig a Hole. Written by Mac Barnett, illustrations by John Klassen. Mac grew up in Northern California and now lives in Oakland, and knew early on he wanted to write, but says he had no idea that that was a real job. He says, "My mom was a nurse, and she dated mostly firemen and a couple of police officers, and everybody was really confused when I said I wanted to be a writer." John, pictured here with Mac, was born in Winnipeg in Canada and grew up in Niagara Falls and Toronto, Ontario. He studied animation at college, moved to LA, and is an illustrator of children's books and an animator. So let's get started. On Monday, Sam and Dave dug a hole. "When should we stop digging?" asked Sam. "We are on a mission," said Dave. "We won't stop digging until we find something spectacular." The hole got so deep that their heads were underground, but they still had not found anything spectacular. "We need to keep digging," said Dave. So they kept digging. They took a break. Dave drank chocolate milk out of a canteen. Sam ate animal cookies he had wrapped in their grandfather's kerchief. "Maybe," said Dave, "the problem is that we are digging straight down." "Yes," said Sam, "that could be the problem." "I think we should dig in another direction," said Dave. "Yes," said Sam, "that is a good idea." "I have a new idea," said Dave. "Let's split up." "Really?" said Sam. "Just for a little while," said Dave. "It will help our chances." So Dave went one way, and Sam went another. But they did not find anything spectacular. "Maybe we should go back to digging straight down," said Dave. "Yes," said Sam. "That is a good idea." Sam and Dave ran out of chocolate milk. But they kept digging. They shared the last animal cookie. But they kept digging. After a while, Sam sat down. "Dave," he said, "I am tired. I cannot dig anymore." "I am tired too," said Dave. "We should take a rest." Sam and Dave fell asleep. Sam and Dave were falling. Sam and Dave fell down, 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 until they landed in the soft dirt. "Well," said Sam. "Well," said Dave, "that was pretty spectacular." and they went inside for chocolate milk and animal cookies. The end? Wait a minute. Something's different, isn't it? Did you see something different? Where are they? Let's go back to the beginning of the story. Okay, here's the beginning. And here's the end. What's different? Oh, do you see it? The tree in the yard at the beginning is an apple tree. And when they get back, it's a pear tree. Oh, and there's two other things that I found that are different about the house. You might have to pause the video and take a good look. So, Sam and Dave kept digging in different directions and completely missing the treasure until their dog broke through the ground and they fell down to somewhere. And in this story about Sam and Dave, the questions we have after we read it are huge. And John and Mac don't explain it to us, do they? Where are Sam and Dave at the end of the story? What happened? Now, Jesus told stories to the people who came out to see him. We call them parables. And he didn't normally explain what they meant either, except privately to his disciples. What do you think John and Mac's story is about? Well, there is no right or wrong answer, you know. What is your idea? I thought and had a lot of crazy ideas, but I kept noticing how Sam and Dave kept digging and going the wrong way. And I bet you they felt tired and disappointed. And I was reminded of how Jesus' disciples must have felt on the day that he was crucified, on Good Friday. They must have felt tired and disappointed and sad and a little bit scared. And then he died on a cross and was buried, and they didn't know what they were going to do. But on Easter morning, they discovered something they couldn't even imagine. They discovered that Jesus was no longer in the tomb. Jesus was alive and appeared to them many times, and he is alive today in heaven, loving us, caring for us, listening to our prayers, because we belong to him, and no one and nothing can separate us from his love. And us means you too. Nothing in all creation will ever be able to separate you from the love of God. And that's pretty spectacular, isn't it? See you next week.